You ever gone out to play pool and just play like really badly? And I know that's a relative term, and bad for one is not bad for another one. And I also know some players go out and they say this every single night, but it's important to be honest with yourself and not fall into the trap of hustling your own brain. You know when something's not right. You know when you're not playing up to your potential. And the object is to find what's wrong and to fix what's wrong. And if it's something in your physical game, one of the basics are off, or your stroke just is not straight. These are relatively easy to fix compared to other issues like the mental aspect of the game and the nervous system inside your body. Some of these issues can take days and weeks and months and even years to find and fix. So hopefully you're not coming to the realization that something's wrong while you're in the middle of a pool match. About 2 weeks ago, I went out to play pool and I was just playing dreadful. And I knew something was wrong, but I was having a lot of trouble putting my finger on it and figuring it out. Something was definitely wrong. So I kept trying to adjust the physical game, my stance, my bridge, my aim, my stroke, my head, everything. And nothing was working. Something was very seriously wrong. Something was broken. So when I went home that night, I developed an idea of making you guys a checklist of things that you can check off and go through when you're having one of these days or one of these nights or one of these weeks. And I know you've been, because everyone has been here. In my own personal circumstance here, this issue gets really, really personal. So for the past 2 weeks, I've been debating with myself, do I really want to make this video? How much do I want to put out there in the world? How much do I want to open up and let you guys in? Some things are best off kept private. But if you think about this, that's of no help to someone who's walking in my shoes. So I debated some more with myself. And finally, I decided let's hit on the topic quickly. Let's not get too far into it. Let's just leave it well enough alone. And all this is going to make sense to you by the time this video is over. Let's start with the physical issues, but let's separate the physical basics of pool with the stroke. Because most likely, if you've been playing for any length of time and you find yourself playing badly, it's most often going to be your stroke. Take it off table for a little while, figure it out, straighten it out, and then come back and resume playing. And that's the same with all of your basics, from the bridge to your balance, your stance, your head, your alignment, your shoulder, your elbow. Go through all of them, find the problem, and fix it. If none of that helps and your stroke is straight, the problem is mental. But now we break down into subcategories, and I'm going to ask you a whole bunch of questions here, and we're going to create a list for you to go down. Now let's jump over to the mental aspect and the nervous system aspect of the game, and let's take a look at how these things hijack other parts of our game. And we'll start with some easy ones. Did you eat? Are you hungry? Sometimes we get so into pool that it doesn't register in our brains that we haven't eaten in 16 hours. Are you tired? Did you get enough sleep? See, the thing is, when we don't eat and we don't sleep and we're tired, but we don't really know it because we're so into our pool game, those things, those two, what I call mental or nervous system aspects of the game, will feed into your physical game. It's going to make you off balance. It's going to screw up your concentration. You're going to be weak, and because you're weak, you're going to feel weak. So now you're looping back into the mental aspect of the game. Your confidence is being destroyed. So it's two easy things. Have you eaten? And the good thing about that is it's an easy fix. Just go get something to eat, come back on the table, and you'll be fine and dandy. Are you tired? Did you get enough sleep? This one is not an easy fix. You're going to have to go home or go back to the motel and get some sleep. Then come back to the table and resume play. Are you playing enough? To maintain a good pool game is going to take at least 3 or 4 days a week of playing pool. If you expect to keep progressing your game, you're going to have to play 4 or 5 days a week. So it's a basic, easy yes or no answer. Are you playing enough pool? The problem with playing, let's say, 2 days a week is you're going to have to play for 5 hours before you can actually start playing well. And then when you get back to your second day of the week, you're going to be out of stroke again. So you're going to have to play 5 hours again just to begin to feel a rhythm for the game. It's just not enough. Are you stressed out? If you work, how's your job going? If you're in a relationship, how's that going? Are your bills late? Are you escaping real life situations by playing pool and expecting those situations to be dropped at the door and go play like a champion? Because it's not how it works. Our brains know that we're stressed out, and our nervous system knows that we're stressed out. You can't expect to play great pool while you're stressed out. And that feeds right into a situation that nobody really wants to talk about, but it happens. Are you depressed? Are you feeling it? Do you even want to be there? Are you seeing yourself doing it? Do you need a break? Are you being too hard on yourself because life is being too hard on you? Are you discouraged? And now we come to an issue that actually starts with a question, and I'm going to just jump right into it. Do you do drugs? Are you a heavy drinker? And instead of getting into the hardcore topic of drugs, let's just use alcohol and let's ask, when was the last time you had a drink? And I'm talking serious drink, and I'm not talking about beer. And you can just substitute the word alcohol for drugs if drugs are your case. Do you need alcohol to play pool? And here's where it gets really personal because people don't want to face these issues. They don't want to admit that something has control of both their brain and their body. I mean, it's a confession to being weak, and nobody wants to confess to being weak. It's a crutch, but some of us need it to keep on going. So, if this is your problem, the point I'm trying to make here is maybe it's time to be honest with yourself. And let's stick with the case of alcohol. And if you haven't had a drink in a day or two, there's a real good chance that you're playing really bad because your body is detoxing. Now, before you decide to just go run up to the bar and grab a drink and be all better now, I really think it's time to be honest with yourself and to look in the mirror and say, do I want to be a great pool player? And is this stuff screwing it all up? Is this stupid little beverage ruining my life and destroying my dreams? I mean, I know my game, and in the racks that I did run out, I struggled with every single shot. I knew something dead serious was wrong. I did not have a drink this day. I don't drink in the afternoon or in the daytime. I wait until the sun goes down and start drinking. But nevertheless, I drink a lot, and I drink every single night. So all this day that I was playing pool, I didn't drink. But what I wasn't thinking about was that I hadn't drank anything the entire 24 hours before this day. So we're going on a complete day and a half of me not having a drink, and I catch myself. When I went home and watched these video clips, I catch myself detoxing. I want to point it out to you, and this is why I was playing so incredibly badly. And when I left the pool room on this day, I had never wanted anything more than to run to the liquor store and grab a bottle of vodka. And that would have killed all the pain of playing like a chump. That would have buried every memory of a miscue and a missed ball and a bad position and everything else. But I didn't. I went home and I was honest with myself. And it's now 11 days after that day, and I have not had a drink. So now we're going on 12 days, actually 12 and a half days, almost 13 days of not having a drink. I should be detoxed. This is the longest I've gone without a drink since I was 13 or 14 years old, since I was a young teenager, and I feel great. I'm thinking clearly, I have a whole lot more energy, and I'm getting a whole lot more done. And I'm more motivated than I've been since I was in my 20s. So after I publish this video on YouTube tomorrow morning, I'm going to go out to the pool room and see if this works. And if it does, I should play like a world-beaten champion all day tomorrow. And if that turns out to be the case, I will never have another drink again because my pool dreams are more important than everything alcohol can give me. And now if I go out and play like a chump again tomorrow, I'm running right to the liquor store as soon as I get the hell out of there. Yeah, I'll just chalk it all up to getting old, just like everybody else does. And I'll grow old with my sweet tea and vodka, and everyone else can kiss my ass. It'll simply be time to retire. But I think I found it, and I think I addressed it, and I think I'm ready to find out. And hopefully you can find yours and address it and fix it. And all this narration was done behind the camera. I was going to videotape myself talking to you like I normally do, but right now I don't want anyone at all to see me. I look like I've been through the war. That's not how I feel, but it's how I look.